We're going to start at 8. So if you want to get your things, let's see if I have all my things. I brought a lighter over here. Good grief. Come on, Yams. Come on, Merlin. Come on, you want to come say hi? Come on. Yeah, come say hi. Come on, Merlin. Come on, Mom Yum. Come on, Yams. Do you want to say hello to everyone? Portal cat. It's cat videos. You thought you were coming here for a new moon ceremony, and it's really cat videos. It's cat videos with Merlin. He gets more views than I do anyway. Yeah. I either have to be Beckett or Merlin to get views on Instagram. I found out being me not as exciting as being a cat. Oops. I'm just gonna set my intention candle. Time is it? One meow. Come on, meow. Just come meow meow. Come here, meow meow. Merlin. No? Thank you for blessing me with your presence, Merlin. Perfect energy for the day. Meow. Meow. I think it says 7:58. Hello. Hi. I won't be able to see anyone, but hello. My eyes won't. Once I get into this at 8 o'clock, I won't be able to see anybody, but keep those comments flowing. If you have them, I'll come back and check them. Promise I'll come back and check them. Just a couple minutes left here. It's a good time to just take some deep breaths and settle into the energies. There's a lot happening right now. There's a whole lot happening out there in the universalis. Meow. You know, don't you, Merlin? You know there's a lot happening. Meow. Kind of crazy energies. Big shifting energies, big epochal shifting energies. I think time is moving backwards for me now. I think it's 7:58 once again. We'll probably have the menagerie of animals joining in. Cheddar gets sundown syndrome, so sometimes at nights he gets barky. Can everybody hear my voice? I should test that. Can you hear my voice? You can give me a little movement or a yes or a nod or a hello if anybody's actually watching. Yes, I think I see a yes. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm real quick going to give him a bone while I have a minute left. We're going to do this right when I start, aren't you? No, we're not going to do that. No. All right, welcome. Look at that. I got back. It's still only 7:59. I really think time is moving very interestingly right now. So welcome. I'm going to go ahead and get started, and anybody who joins in at any time, that's totally fine as well. I'm Kristin, in case you don't know me. I am the proprietor, I guess, of Magic Mushrooms in the Crystal Garden, and I have been running full and new moon ceremonies in some capacity for several years. And it's a practice that is near and dear to my heart. And someone who is one of my students in my crystalline program and part of the Substack community here said, "Will you please do this?" And I said, "Absolutely. Why not? Let's start it up again." This is an easier place for me to do these than doing them in person, just because my schedule with the way that I travel, with the grandkids kind of being everywhere, I've always had a difficulty being real great at being consistent. And moon practice for many people needs to be a consistent practice. And today's moon is a new moon, which originally was in Pisces, but I do want to let everybody know that we're still in the shadow of the new moon, but the moon has already moved into Aries. That happened in the morning. And so this new moon was at almost the anaretic degree, they call it, of Pisces, which is a very sort of breakthrough. Anything at the anaretic degree is there's going to be big breakthroughs. It's a breakthrough energy. So those of you who already know about some of the astrology going on, we have Saturn and Neptune still kind of sitting at the 0 degree of Aries. We have the moon that's just crossed that 0 degree of Aries. And we have the sun getting set to cross that 0 degree of Aries tomorrow. And Aries is the I am, or the beginning of the zodiac. And that 29 degree Pisces is the ending, the end of something, or big transitional energy. And so we're sitting here in some real liminal space tonight, where where it's a perfect time to be in this sort of like soup of no thing. It's the perfect time to use new moon energy to really manifest what it is that you're going to bring through to you in a new way, in a way that releases some of the old constructs that you may have been holding on to. Yeah, so that's a little bit of the astrology. I have lots of notes here. So let me see, Kristin can hang on to notes. So yeah, let's go over a little bit for those of you who are newer to working with the moon energy. Let's go over just a little bit about about a new moon. A new moon is the moment that the sun and the moon align. When the light we can see from the earth is extinguished, when we're held in the darkness, which is why it's the perfect place to go in that womb space and manifest new things to yourself, new beginnings to yourself. And in that darkness, everything becomes possible. A new moon is not a moment of clarity. It is a moment of fertile nothing, a moment when what you cannot see is being born in secret, when the field is reorganizing itself beneath the surface, preparing for what comes next. In the dark, the seeds know what to do. Now, on top of this, again, I've just said we have a conjunction with that Aries energy, the I am, and Saturn, which is time, and Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, which is a dream, illusions, time illusions, brand new dreaming about what time is. All of these constructs sort of changing. We're in this soup of change, and we're moving out of the winter months into spring, hope, and renewal. And so we're literally, again, I want to remind you, in that liminal space, in this new moon energy right before the equinox, which is a balance of dark and light. This new moon was in Pisces. So I'm going to go over what that energy was a little bit. The peak of this moon was at 28.29 degrees of Pisces, almost the anaretic degree of Pisces. This was not it is not gentle new moon energy at all. Pisces governs dissolution. It governs the spaces where form breaks down and returns to water. The grief that has nowhere to land, the dream that outlived its season, the identity that stopped fitting the body it was wearing. This is a shedding time. And right now, in this exact moment, Pisces is asking all of that to surface. We also have a Mercury retrograde right now in Pisces that goes direct tomorrow during that equinox period. Crazy stuff, right? Mercury retrograde in Pisces means your mind is not broken. Your mind is doing exactly what this moment requires. It's looping back through the patterns. It is recognizing what you thought you had already integrated, but you hadn't. So those of us who are on spiritual journeys where you're like, it's looping back around. I thought I had gotten over this. I thought I went through for me, it's like the scarcity loop is one of them, right? It's like, I thought I had gotten to the point of surrender. I thought I had gotten there. I thought I had gotten there. And we are at the critical degree now where none of it can go forward with you. It has to break and fall away. And this new moon is asking you, are you willing to let that go so that you can live in the new earth narrative? This is not your regular scheduled programming, and you have to be willing to create it. Let's see here. It's recognizing that, Leo already said it. It's bringing you face to face with the things that you dissolved too quickly. Anything that before you spiritually bypassed, oh, I'm just going to come back to that. I'm just going to love and light that away. I'm just not going to face it. This moon and this time specifically is meant to make you go through that. Why? Because when Uranus moves into Gemini, it's game on. We're going, and we're going to go fast and furious. It's a fire horse year. All of this Aries energy is crazy. We've moved from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, which again is like, it's big picture thinking. It's all the people recognizing that we, the people, are better and stronger together. It's community, working together is all the things we don't do now and all the things we're examining. And you look at what's happened here in Minnesota in the last few months with our own government, the tyranny that's going to fall away. Because if you didn't think that that was the stuff that was going to fall away, then I don't know what we've been talking about all these years. This is exactly the time we've been talking about. But if you didn't realize that it was going to be partially the fall of the patriarchy or the fall of the way we do things in that, then I think there was disillusionment inside of some of us to think that the program was going okay out there. It was exactly the program that's being repeated over and over and over again that was going to be exposed. And it's just exactly what's happening. So what's coming tomorrow? Tomorrow, the equinox arrives. That is when the sun reaches 0 degree of Aries. That's the actual new year. So those of you who want to talk about calendral things, this is the actual new year of our zodiac. The moment of absolute beginning. And on that same day, Mercury is going to go direct. Still in Pisces, I believe, but direct. Your mind is going to shift from looping backward into the past, looping around, looping around, looping around, to moving forward into what is being born. 0 degree of Aries is not gentle either. It's an ignition point. It's the place where the spark becomes motion and where compressed energy releases into movement. You can feel it already. You may already be feeling that pull, that, oh, spring is coming. Your body almost knows it's coming. Like you're aching to get out. Like here in Minnesota, we have those couple days, right, where it's like 70 degrees, end of February, beginning of March. And we're like, woohoo, woohoo, it's coming, it's coming. And then we have like 6 weeks left of hell here. And we're like, oh my God, by the time it's over, like we're dancing in the streets. When that last snow hits and that 55 degrees hits, that's this energy. That's the spring equinox, right? And it's literally happening for us this year, like right on the spring equinox. We had that big snowstorm coming right out of winter with its last hurrah. And all around this new moon energy, all around this Aries energy, it's just really, really symbolic what's been happening even with the weather here, okay? And your nervous system also knows if you're paying attention, your nervous system knows that there's something happening. There's things gathering and there's things that are breaking open. The larger field you're moving through. This is the larger field you're moving through now. We are in a convergence that has no precedent in your lifetime. As a matter of fact, it has no precedent in any of your lifetimes. If you believe in reincarnation, you have not lived through an incarnation where the planetary bodies are doing what they're doing over and have been doing. So we've gone through a lot of it, but we still have some of the biggest things yet to come leading up into 2027 and then even into 2032. And then after that, things really kind of like whatever used to be. The thought on the street is that it is no more, that whatever we carry forward is a release of anything that is the dark narrative and a carry forward of things that are more positive, more joyful, more happy, more in alignment with what are we here for if we're not having a good time? Why are we giving our energy to something outside of us? It's not necessary. These are the things that we're starting to have more awareness about every single day. Saturn and Neptune are meeting in Aries. That's structure and dissolution. Form and formlessness merging at the 0 degree ignition point. That means the old structures are dissolving at the same time that the new ones are trying to form. There is no solid ground beneath your feet right now. The reason why it feels so wobbly is it is. It's very, very wobbly ground right now. Only the recognition that you have to build it as you walk. You can't just sit here and do nothing now. You're going to need to walk forward. You can't build it from sitting here in a meditative state. You have to build it by actually forming it out there in the world. Pluto has also entered Aquarius fairly recently. Pluto is the transformer. Aquarius is revolutionary. Those of you who worked me who heard me say ad nauseum, the last time Pluto was in Aquarius was the French and the American Revolution. The last time Saturn and Neptune met was the Berlin Wall falling. The last time Uranus and Gemini met was 1940s, the 1941, 1942, that Second World War. When you look at what's happening, all of those timelines converging at one, it sure seems like we might be onto something when we talk about astrology and the map that the stars show us from a cartography standpoint. So, we're going to see networks and systems and collective consciousness and the grid itself completely change in the coming months. So what is happening is the deepest power is restructuring the systems that hold us all. It's slow, and you're living inside the first tremors of it. Okay. This isn't metaphorical. The systems are actually cracking. The old orders are actually falling. And in that failure, new patterns are trying to emerge, and they will emerge. You do not need to worry about that. You are not imagining the acceleration. We are moving very fast right now, and you're not being dramatic. If it feels like drama, it's very dramatic out there right now. You're living inside a genuine phase transition. So, when you're working with that energy, everything in the universe is simply a mirror. And so many of you may have these exact kind of energies mirroring back into you. And that's why I say when you're working with the energies of this new moon, it literally is about examining those loops coming up over and over and over again. And these ones that you like, oh my God, I thought I got rid of that. Why is this coming up again? Why am I feeling this energy again? Well, guess what? You probably had something happen in the last week that made you examine some of these energies again. That's just the way it is going to be. All right. I originally had thrown some cards. I don't even know. I have a few people on here. I'd originally thrown some cards here, and I decided that I needed to do new ones because we're going to do this the way I do this. So we'll see. Maybe the same ones will fall. I want to do a couple cards for the energies for the people who are watching this tonight or the people who are going to be watching this. And also the energies are shifting and changing so quickly. As I said, the moon is already in Aries. The sun is getting set to cross into Aries tomorrow. We have really, really transitional energies happening with this particular new moon. So what energies want to come out? This is from the Dream Song deck. This one, and I do carry it here. So like these decks that I'm reading from, I do have in stocked right now. So, all right. Okay. I love this. This is card number 18. This is Seek the Angel Perspective. Seek the Angel Perspective. And I have an angelite here. I just got these in an angel stone. So seek the angel perspective. We're going to set that card maybe right here so you can sort of see it as I read from it. Let me take a look here first. So for me, the angelic realms sort of live in your oversoul braid, and it is something that you can that are here to guide you. They are something that there are several different realms of them, and some of them are very ancestral sort of feeling energies, especially your direct guidance angel. And then some of them are the archangel energies, like Archangel Michael, who I actually am burning Archangel Michael's incense today. Archangel Michael has a tendency to be the one that I have most often connected to when I do channeling. And so, but many people work with many of the archangels, and you may be feeling a call or a pull to work more with angelic energy as well. It is not my belief, again, that these kinds of energies actually live outside of us. They're energies that we can pull on within us. And that's why when you hear seek the angel's perspective, that means take that view, take that worldview, or pull that from your oversoul braid and apply those energies to yourself. It's time for the expansive view. Fly high up from the minutia of life. Being grounded is essential, but sometimes we need an angel's eye view of our life to get a better perspective. When you cling to a familiar environment, your perspective can shrink, ideas, plans, and ambitions can suffer as a result. So, our big thing that I believe we are closing is this, I call it just the heaven and hell loop, where we're stuck in these repeating patterns over and over again. And no matter what lifetime we're in, we're learning the same human patterns over and over again. And they're the same leeches, whether you're born in 1592 or 2092. They've been the same sort of repeating patterns over and over again of these feelings of self-worth, these feelings of fear, these feelings of anxiety, these feelings of, inflicting trauma on one another. And literally, when you turn the mirror and stop inflicting the trauma, you no longer are inflicting trauma on other people, and so you're no longer stuck in trauma loops, and you can actually move forward with people when you stop doing that. And so this is that angelic perspective, where it's not easy to do when you're stuck in that. You're not doing anything wrong when you're stuck in that. It's just we get stuck. And learning how to take the perspective of our better angels helps us be able to see things from a different view. So that's what this card is about. This is the Dream Song deck again. Beautiful deck written by Angie Sullins, and that is the card that wanted to come for this particular energy and moon today. I hope that helps someone out there connect to your higher angels. The other deck that I'm going to throw from, and then I already picked from the Fairy Wisdom Oracle, and I'm going to keep my cards from that one, is the Tree Keepers Oracle. The Tree Keepers Oracle, the artwork on this is so beautiful. This is by that same woman, Angie, but this is a different artist, and it's a very, very beautiful artwork. Very, very fairy. I was really feeling fairy energy around, which makes sense because tomorrow is Ostara. So Ostara is just the pagan name for the equinox. So those of you who celebrate more pagan holidays would recognize that. So this one we got is Keeper of Trust. Oh my gosh, she has okay, this is crazy. I can't make this up. She has a flower tattoo on her where my flower tattoo is. Not even kidding you. Look at her. Keeper of the Trust. This is the 9 card. So 9s are about endings. And again, like we're literally ending so much with the Pisces energy, including the entire Piscean age. Is it going to stand for me? Oh, look at there. What did I say? Card number 9. Okay, so we got card number 18 first. We got card number 9 here. So I also like to call out in the numerology there, that's a 999. There are 2 9s in that 18 as well. I always look at multiplication more than the addition. Keeper of trust. All that you are to become is already inside you. Just as an acorn has a blueprint for the oak tree, you have a design inside you for what your soul tree wants to become. Your mind is the least dependable purveyor of direction. Your mind is the least dependable purveyor of direction. Did you all hear me say that? By all means, use it, but not as your ride or die at times of creativity or crisis, because it will lead you astray. That's what your soul is for. It contains the connection to your highest source and most authentic self. Trust it. Drop into the heart mind coherence breath. Breathe in through your nose, up to your brain, out through your nose, down to your heart, real slow. Count at 8. It will drop you out of your brain and into your heart, and it will allow you to make decisions that are not so brain led, especially when you're in a point of crisis. That's what your soul is for. It contains the connection to your highest source and most authentic self. Trust it, trust yourself, trust the process. Perfect for this, because this is about letting go of all of the doubts that are stopping you from fully embodying who you came to be as a soul, fully aligned with your human experience. Heart, mind, body, soul aligned. I feel comfortable here. And I don't need to be doing something outside of what I'm comfortable doing in order to be a successful me. Anything that doesn't allow you to do that, that's what's shaking up and needing to be let go of now. That's what the Spark program is for, just in case you're listening to this and going, God, I could use some help with that. That's the Spark program. All right. Last oracle cards are going to come from Fairy Wisdom today, because again, anytime it gets nice outside, my connection to the Fae starts to go bonkers. I actually have encounters out here with them quite frequently. So I don't believe that those are beings that don't exist. Just in case you're living in that world, that is not my world. In my world, they are beings that share this Gaian earth experience with us, and they are very important to the energy work that we are all doing. If we're grid workers, for sure, we're very connected to the energies of the Fae. So 3 cards dropped in this one, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but one of the things I want you to notice about the first 2 that dropped, first of all, they were 32, 12 and 32, and there's 20 between them, and tomorrow is the 20th, and the 20th is the day that we always go from Pisces to Aries, or the equinox. So for this particular new moon, numerology is showing up very strongly here for us today. The other thing about these 2 cards is I want you to notice something here. In both cases, there seems to be a case of devotion outside of self, whether it's devotion to the magic. Now, when you read these, they really do have more to do with devotion to the magic within you, or devotion to the magical braid of oneself. 12 is the Sophia number, or the divine is the divine number. There's 12. There's 12 disciples to Jesus. There's 12 gods of Olympus. It's this number that repeats itself over and over again in that particular place. And then if you look at her, it's like she's dreaming, but this is perfect for the new moon energy, because we are
going to be manifesting. So, but you look at her and she's staring into the frog here, and she's finding magic in the small things. That's what this card is actually about. And I will tell you that in my experience, magic has come to me when I've opened up my eyes to see the small magic that the earth provides. And the more that I pay attention to the small things, the more the magic seems to just come up all around me. And so as spring comes, as the seeds start to plant and the seeds start to break through the soil, make sure you're paying attention to those tiny, tiny details, and pay attention to the little things in your life that bring you joy. Don't always be looking for those big, 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 big things on the outside, because it's not the big things that end up mattering at the end of the day. But then, oh my gosh, I couldn't even believe this. So those of you who have been reading all week, I've been writing about Quetzalcoatl. And Quetzalcoatl is basically a dragon. It's a feathered serpent, which is a dragon. Okay. And so today's paid writing is the oracle card for the week that I did again on that Quetzalcoatl story, which is the divine serpent that's of consciousness from the Toltec wisdom. Um, and this is the card that dropped. This was the overall card that dropped for me last night as I was getting prepared to do this. And this is the 13 card. This is the moon dragon card. I can't even make it up. So 13 is the moon number. 13 is the divine feminine number. There are 13 full or new moons every single year, right? So 13 represents today. And I'm going to read this one. And then I am going to talk a little bit about the crystals that I have out here that I selected, and a little bit about that practice. And let's see what time it is. I have exactly 30 minutes left. I said I would be an hour. I think it'll be maybe around that. There might even be a little time at the end for Q&A if I can see the phone. I'll bring it closer to me. Let's go ahead and read this. Mistress Moon, the keyword is emotions. Now, those of you in my crystalline program, my newest program, which is the 24-month program, I have 5 people in that program right now. We have 5 spots still open. They are actually on DNA level 2 and 14, which is emotions. So, and I had just done the first day of the crystalline version 14, strand 14, with 2 of my students back to back. Yesterday and the day before, I had just channeled that whole thing, and then this card drops for this new moon, and I was like, this program that we're doing with that particular group of students, which is really advanced programming from my perspective, from my teaching perspective, it just the synchronicity in that is wild. So those of you who are in that program and you're getting that it was crazy. Marla, I think this was right after you left yesterday. So if you're watching, Mistress Moon can make the tides rise and fall, and with them your emotions. Sometimes these emotions can be lambs, and sometimes they can be dragons. When the moon dragon comes to visit, simply invite her in and sit with her a while. Share a cup of fairy tea with her. Dwell in her space for a bit and feel her feelings. These feelings are neither bad nor good. This is exactly the part of the program, just sitting and allowing your body to feel without judging. They just are. Allow the dragon her voice, and she will be appeased. It may help to write in a journal at such a time. Expressing all that is within releases the pressure of the moontide. Much can be accomplished through simply sitting with the dragon and listening to what she has to say. Try it next time the moon has a hold over you. See how quickly you tame the dragon. Then all that energy can be put to useful purpose for your highest good. We are all humans with feelings, hormones, emotions, likes and dislikes. We are all different. We like different things. We have things that appeal to us in different ways of looking at things. This is really a good thing. However, when emotions become riled, it's best to sit with them and sort them out. Emotions are trying to tell you something. Look at these emotions with honesty and explore what they are about. Get to the real source of your feelings. Keep asking why and saying, "Tell me more," until you have the full story. Take a deep breath and let the body relax and breathe easily. Ask spirit for another way to look at the situation. Ask for balance in the body, mind, and spirit. Breathe and be at peace. Ask for the perfect solutions and be willing to let them come to you. Listen, that is what the moon energies are about. The moon is about being able to go within. It is the divine feminine side. It is the darkness, and the dark moon is about the dark, dark, darkness. It's about the time when we can go in and be quiet and just listen. Listen to our emotions, listen to our body, and listen to what it is that we need to release. The chant here is, Mistress Moon, help me to ebb and flow gently with your tide. Allow the dragon within me to subside. Bring me peace and harmony, just as you can calm the sea. Release my emotions to infinity so I may live in my divinity. So be it. Wish upon a moonbeam today. Ah, again, this card can't even make it up. Came up for us for the moon. So, all right. I am going to go ahead and drop into doing this meditation. So if you want to do this in like an actual meditative state, you can go ahead and lay down. If you hear the cat, the dog barking and the cat meowing, welcome to my house. Their energies are just joining along with us today. Let's see where I'm at. Mhm. Please give him a bone. Meows and barks, meows and barks. All right, go ahead and get comfortable and take a couple deep breaths here. You don't need to watch me, just close your eyes. Breathing in, you might see yourself breathing in white light or moonbeam energy here. And on the out breath, you might feel yourself just sinking into that dark moon energy. Just that womb space, that quiet space, that space where you can be held. And slip into some natural breaths here. Not deep breathing, not to fix anything. Just your breath that's already there. Let your body arrive before your mind tries to understand. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel the weight of your body, the quiet intelligence that's already holding you in place. You don't have to go anywhere right now. This is your practice. You're allowed to just enter this space. You're already standing at the threshold. Tonight, we are not beginning something new. We are standing at the place where something has already ended and something else has already begun, even if you cannot see it. Let yourself feel where you have been, not the story of it, not the explanation, just the felt sense. The places that softened you, the places that broke you open, the places that dissolved what you thought you were. Let it rise gently, like water remembering its own shape. You are allowed to have been changed. You are allowed to not be who you were. And now feel the edge, the subtle place inside you where something is shifting, where what you knew no longer fits, but what is coming has not yet fully formed. This is not confusion. It's not failure. This is the crossing. Call in now, gently, the presence of Persephone, she who has walked both worlds, she who did not lose herself in the dark, but became something deeper within it. Feel her not as story, but as a knowing in your body. She reminds you you have always survived the descent. You have already eaten the seeds. You are already changed. There is no going back, and you do not need to. Now, invite in the presence of Hermes, the one who moves between worlds without resistance, the one who carries meaning where language cannot reach. Feel him as movement, as breath, as the subtle current that connects what was to what is becoming. He whispers, what you are feeling is not madness, it is translation. Your system is learning a new language. Let your awareness now sink into allowing the energies of the crystal grid to move through your body. These stones that I've placed with intention, not as objects, but as anchors. Feel them. The fire and water held together, the depth of the ocean and the spark of ignition, the grounding stones holding you steady as everything shifts, the stones of vision opening your perception beyond what is immediately visible, the ancient ones, the megalodon teeth, carrying memory older than your current form. The little seed crystals, small, quiet, and patient, holding the future without needing to rush it into form. You do not need to force what comes next. You do not need to decide everything tonight. Let the grid hold what you cannot yet hold. Let the earth hold what you are not meant to carry alone. Now, gently feel forward, not into a plan, not into a goal, but into a direction, a subtle pull, a warmth, a curiosity, a quiet yes. That is enough. That is the beginning. You are not leaving one world and entering another. You are becoming the bridge between them. Take in some deep cleansing breaths now. Breathing in that white moonbeam energy. Breathing out the dark moon energy. Follow your breath now until you feel yourself coming back into your body. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel the space around you. And when you are ready, begin to return. Not away from this place, but carrying it with you. Because the threshold is not something you visit, it is something you become. The energy that I chose today was the energy of the solar plexus. Very Aries energy, very fiery energy. Come on, Meows. Come on, Meow. Come on, Meow. Merlin wants to come. Meows. Meow. Meow. What are you doing? Come on, take a boo. Where are you going? All right. Well, I hope that went well for everyone. Welcome back. Let me talk a little bit about the crystal grid now and what is in there. The grid that I have here has a piece of wood from a fire. We're actually going to use this wood to make pigment to do the some of the painting at the retreat this weekend, because this is how the ancients made some of their pigment, was through burning wood and using the wood in an emulsifier to actually make the pigments. And that's what you see on some of those ancient caves. In case you were wondering how they came up with paint back in 72,000 years ago. So now you know. um, so I do have a piece of that wood representing that Aries or fire energy here, and this big fire of transformation that we had out here on Christmas Eve. I have prehnite actually at the center of this. This is a prehnite sphere, and it's spherical energy because when you use a sphere at the center of anything, it sends the energy out in equal directions in all ways. So when I'm doing something like a moon ceremony and I want that energy of the grid to go out to all of you, I want a sphere in the center of that to send the energy of all of this out to you equally, no matter where you're at in the universalis. Prehnite is a stone of peace and unity, and it radiates outward to the entire world in a moment when systems are collapsing and being rebuilt. Simultaneously, prehnite holds the frequency of inner peace that does not depend upon outer order. We don't wait for the order to happen outside to find peace within. And that's what stillness is all about. Like all of that chaos out there, and more of us finding this stillness or peace within that doesn't make any sense. Prehnite energy. It says you can be still inside of the acceleration. You can be calm inside of the chaos. That stillness is not passivity, it's resourcefulness. Around the prehnite, I have a big slab of Larimar here. And Larimar is the main stone for me of this particular new moon. Because of its proximity to Aries and everything else that was going on, and the fact that it was in that almost 29 degree of Pisces, Larimar again is fire and water energy because of how it's created, and you can only find it in the Dominican Republic. It's an island. So they mine it like I think is almost mined underwater. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on that, please. I might be wrong on that. But Larimar is fire and water energy merge. It's the Caribbean stone that holds both elements at once, the cooling water and the warmth of fire. This is exactly where we're at right now, between the Pisces between the Pisces water that is still dissolving and the Aries fire that's about to ignite. Larimar says you can hold both. You do not have to choose yet. You can stand in the compression and be resourced by it. So this is just to hold up a bigger piece of Larimar. It looks like the ocean. It's so beautiful. Looks like water energy. So, and here at the shop, I have lots of different sizes of Larimar. This is just the biggest piece of Larimar that I have. Most of it's like tumbled or jewelry, things like that. Then we had cinnabar, and this is cinnabar here. This is a type of cinnabar, and it's funny, there's a box elder bug on it. And Steve, my dog who passed away on 3/22 of last year, so we're coming up on that date here, became a box elder bug the night he died. It's a whole story that I can tell you at a later date. But I think it's interesting that there's a box elder bug hanging on this piece of cinnabar that I put out this morning when I did the live to show that we were going to be doing this today. And then this is maybe it was yesterday. This is another form of, this is called cinnabrite. It's cinnabar and another mineral together. It's the red in here that's the cinnabar. Cinnabar actually is mercury, I found out. So Mercury retrograde, Mercury's got this whole connection to Mercury. But cinnabar is the alchemist stone. It is mercury ore, and mercury is transformation. And it is the stone that turns lead into gold. As you move from the bees teaching into your own creative expression, I changed the cards. There was one about bees before. As you take the raw materials of your suffering and transmute them into art, cinnabar is the stone that says you have this power to alchemize your life. The transformation is real. What you create from your pain becomes the medicine. And so when you're working with a grid for times like this, the intention behind it is this is what I'm alchemizing in my life. And you use the stone of alchemy to help you release those things that you need to let go of in order for you to be able to surrender that new dream into reality. And I did say surrender that new dream into reality on purpose because we need to surrender them, not focus tightly and squeeze them so hard that they choke to death. Okay. Next, there's black tourmaline here. It's hard to tell. I'm not going to pick it up. It's almost the same color as the black. It is the same color. It's not almost the same color. Black is black, right? We add black tourmaline. I don't have obsidian on here. I just have black tourmaline. They're very similar energies, but totally different mineral composites. Tourmaline, they're both shield stones. Excuse me. In a moment when systems are cracking and new power is being redistributed, there's a lot of psychic noise right now. There's a lot of ungrounded energy that's moving through the field, and black tourmaline absorbs negative energy before it can reach you. It creates a boundary. Obsidian, if you want to work with that as well, goes deeper. It reveals what you have been refusing to see. So it's great for shadow work. Like Apache tears are great for grief work. It protects you while you look. While you look at these things that you need to be able to see. If you can't see them, you won't be able to release them because you won't realize they're even there and they'll be working in the background against you. So obsidian allows you to be able to see the difficult stuff, and together they detoxify the field. They cleanse what cannot be carried forward. I was supposed to have labradorite here. I don't have a piece of labradorite here. I have it all around me though. Labradorite is the stone of magic. We had that magic card come out. It's one of the it's a feldspar like moonstone, so it's flashy like moonstone. Wow. Throat chakra saying, oh, it's almost time to be done. Labradorite knows how to walk between worlds. It illuminates what's hidden, and it shows you that the magic that is already present but visible. In this moment of threshold, labradorite is your guide. It is a definitely threshold medicine. It literally helps you cross the veil. It says the magic is real. You are walking between worlds right now. Trust what you see. There's a megalodon tooth here, somewhere right here. This is a megalodon tooth. We've been looking a lot with megalodon teeth here. We have a megalodon tooth class where you get to wrap your own megalodon tooth coming up May 3rd with Lynette and I. That is a 10 to 4 half-day retreat where you get to make your own amulet out of one of these megalodon tooth. I took the smaller ones so they're wearable. There's 18 of them available. And we're going to do a whole journey to connect you to your megalodon tooth. And then we're going to end that with a whole shamanic journey with a dance and a drumming and all the things. So that's going to be a very deep work. And what does megalodon teeth do? Megalodon connects you to that ancient lineage of being a Gaian, being an earth dweller, being a human. We are all of it. And so it takes us back to time before time. Trust what, okay, so you're walking between the worlds now. Trust what you see. We add megalodon teeth, the ancient predator, the force that cannot be moved. Megalodon teeth anchor you to the deep time of the earth. They say you are held by forces much larger than yourself. The earth has survived extinctions and transformations. You will too. Your roots go deeper than you know. One of my rules in my programming is, and the ones that I live by, is your spirit and a human experience. You have to remember your spirit and a human experience. I did not add goldstone this time. I did add aquamarine. Aquamarine is the Pisces stone. This is a piece of aquamarine right here. This is the Pisces energy. We're leaving that Pisces energy, but it's still represented here as this moon was in Pisces. The stone of the throat, or clear communication of speaking your truth, even when your voice shakes. Aquamarine is the color of water. I also added in one of these new aqua aura quartzes because I thought it was perfect for the Pisces. Color of water and sky meeting. In this threshold moment, aquamarine says, speak what you see, name what is happening, your words matter, your voice is needed. So, the grid is complete here. It holds all of these energies at once. So when you put all of these energies at once, it's encompassing all of those energies at once, including the energy of the fire, the energy of the feathers, the energy of, I have other things around here. All of these energies are all activated by and amplified by the crystalline energy that's here. And they're all set with the intentions that we are setting together here tonight of releasing all of those, all of anything that's still left in there on those loops back around, so that we can get to the point of surrendering. What I usually like to say is, I surrender to my highest timeline and the highest timeline of everyone I know, because I know how the mirror works. I know that that has to be invited in for you as well, because we're nodes collectively in a web. And when one thread gets pulled, all of our threads are affected. So the more of us that come from this place, the more likely we're going to be calling that energy in for all humans. That's how the quantum field works. This time of the year, I also like to use seed crystals. So when I'm talking seed crystals, I mean the little tiny chip crystals that we use in intention jars. And yeah, usually we have like chips crystals around. You all know what I'm talking about. I don't have any right here right now, but when you're working on this work, especially tomorrow with the equinox too, you can take the little seed crystals, or even when you're planting for the spring, it doesn't have to be in today's exact energy. But if you take a couple of those little seed crystals and because crystals amplify energy, you take them and you put your energy, your wishes into them. This is a great activity for the kids too. And then you actually bury those crystals in with your plants, or in the ground with the plants. And you're giving not only the earth that energy, but you're also putting that energy in that energy of allowing your dreams to gestate. That's that surrender point where you're like, I'm putting this energy in, and I'm going to give it to the earth to allow her to grow it. And I'm just going to keep walking forward and doing the things that I need to do in order to stay in the place where I'm continuing to be able to draw that energy to myself. I hope that's making sense. So seed crystals are something that I like to use this time of year. All right. Persephone and Hermes. We talked a little bit about Persephone and Hermes. They were the two ascended master energies that I said I was going to talk about today. The reason why I chose Hermes or Mercury is because there's a definite connection between this liminal space with that energy, and because Mercury or Hermes, they're just different, same name, same person. Thoth is another one, all the same different cosmologies, right? Um, this is the messenger energy, and Mercury is in retrograde in Pisces. So it just really, that one fit. And then Persephone, I had written about last week. She had come up for me. And Persephone literally is the one that lives with Hades in the other, underground. It's from Greek mythology. She lives with Hades in the other underground because of something that happened with her mother. Okay. So, and she eats the pomegranate seeds. So if you're familiar with her, if you're not familiar with her, go and look her up, or just sit with these energies and allow them to run through you. Again, it doesn't really matter the deity. There are multiple different incarnations of these kinds of archetypical energies that we find running through humanity that with different has stood in the underworld and she's learned the language of the underworld. I know what it is to be split between two worlds. She is the being that helps us understand what it is to be the bridge node, to be the great connector, to be the people who are here to midwife the new earth into being. That liminal space between which you have to live in both. We have 1 foot in the 3D and 1 foot in multidimensionality right now. I know what it is to be, I already said that. To be 1 foot in the dark, to belong fully to neither place and to be charged by both. The underworld did not destroy me, it deepened me. The darkness taught me what the light could not. I returned to the world above, not as the maiden I was, but as a queen, transformed, resourced by the very darkness I had feared. You are your own underworld right now, not metaphorically. The structures you relied on are dissolving. The identity you knew is being questioned. The world you thought was solid is showing cracks. And you are afraid. Of course, you're afraid. But do not resist the underworld. Do not try to escape it or transcend it or bypass it. Go to it. Learn from it. Let it teach you what the light cannot. The pomegranate seeds are bitter, yes, but they are also sweet. Taste them both. I feel like she needs a ding, ding, ding. I mean, how fitting. All right. Then Hermes steps forward. He is the messenger. He carries words between worlds. He knows how to translate what cannot be said in only one language. I am here to tell you that what you are experiencing is not madness, it is transition. Your nervous system is being asked to expand beyond what it has known. Your mind is being asked to hold paradox. You are being asked to speak truths that cannot be proven, to believe in what cannot be seen, to trust the field even when the field offers no guarantees. This is the work of the threshold. The threshold is not a place of clarity, it is a place of mystery. And mystery is not the enemy of knowledge. Mystery is where all real knowing begins. You are being prepared, not for comfort, but for coherence, for the ability to stand on in your own truth, even when the world around you is reorganizing, for the power to speak your own knowing, even when others do not yet see what you see. I am here to carry your words between the worlds. I am here to help you translate what you are experiencing into language that lands, into expression that heals, into creativity that transforms the field itself. The threshold is thin right now. You can feel both worlds at once. Don't be afraid. This is the gift. Ding, 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 too. All right. So, having this be so connected to fire and water, bath and fire are really important tonight. Taking a bath in this energy, or even tomorrow morning, we're still in the energy, very, very, very powerful. Light a candle. This is an intention candle that I have going here. It'll go all the way down. The one that I chose to light is green, having to do for me with manifestation. Green is also the heart chakra color. So you could also use a black candle or a white candle or any candle depending upon what you were. You could use a blue candle, having to do with what this was originally. This new moon, when it hit direct, was in Pisces. So anybody have any questions? Look, it's 9:10. I went over. Of course I went over. Anybody have any questions? How long should I keep my moon altar up and active? Well, I have a moon altar that I have that I just move some things around on all the time, but I kind of have an active moon altar that I just that's always there. So I guess like you're gonna just refresh it every couple weeks as the full and new moon energies change based on what you're feeling. Those stones that you'll want to work with will change every time. The full moon is generally speaking where people will put their crystals out in the energies. And if you're going to put the crystals out, and just make sure it's a full moon that you actually like the energies. I don't like to put all of my crystal. I obviously can't put all my crystals out all of the time here. We're in the shop right now, so you can see there's just a few crystals in the shop if you haven't been in here before. Obviously can't put all of it out. So I hope that answers your question. Love you, Marla. Mwah. All right, everyone. Go write your intentions. It's always a really good idea if you burn them, especially with this fire energy now, like use the water to like release and also like intuit what wants to come through, because the water helps you to connect to your more intuitive self, and then write those manifestations down and go ahead and burn them. That's just one practice, but that's a real good one for this kind of a moon. I hope you have a beautiful evening, and peace and spiral blessings, everyone.